Hey guys, I want to thank you for watching and contributing to the show. Every day I read something about a comedian or a comedy producer that supports censorship. Fuck these people, Patton Oswalt. Comedy is meant to be uncensored. Nothing is off limits, and if the truth hurts your feelings, then too bad. Change the station. Don't tell anyone else what they can or can't say. That's why I created this show, a place to find unfiltered and brutally honest comedy. And since the media running libs would never put this show out there, we did it ourselves. Me and my team, along with your support and contributions. To that end, please consider contributing to the show to keep us going. You can either click the link below this video, or on my website on the top at nickdip.com. You fuel the show, and I appreciate all your generosity. We can't do it without you. Oh, yeah. How are you, folks? Welcome to the show on a Dirty Wednesday. Good to be with you. What is going on? We're recording these ahead of time, by the way, so if some of this seems, I don't know, a little day or two behind, you understand, don't you? It's show business. Okay. Great show today, by the way. The great Anthony Cumia will be joining me when one of the most underrated, funny people, funny as any comic I've met. And when him and I get together, people get nervous. Nobody of any importance, but people get nervous. And then there's a lot of comments. Hey, look at these old grumpy guinea. You know what I'm talking about. But a great interview. We're going to break it into two pieces. We'll have the second part tomorrow. Let's get right to it. Joe Biden, and I'll tell you, I said this to Anthony in the interview. If I wanted to destroy the United States or be a president that hated his job a week in and said, what can I do to not have a second term? I would do everything this motherfucker's doing. He had a summit of the Americas. Nobody showed up. The Mexicans, 52% of the people in Mexico like him, but the leaders didn't even show up. Nobody respects the guy because they know the truth. Number one, he didn't win. Number two, they compare him to the last president. This guy is a ballless professional politician for 50 years, and he's senile. What the fuck can he do for us? Maybe we should take advantage of them. That's what I'd be doing. Anyways, you guys are feeling it in the wallet like I. Hey, every pump I go to, there's a picture, a little sticker somebody puts up. It's Biden saying, I did this, and his finger's pointing at the numbers. Of course, people in his staff are going around Putin pictures and putting them over the. It's one thing to be lied to, but it's insulting what they do. Like the whole show trial thing these past few days. It's just insulting on its face. But inflation is what everybody, I don't care who the president is, how they, when grocery prices are through the roof and gas, you're fucked. I don't care what you do. Prices faced by U.S. consumers rose 8.6% in May, defying expectations that inflation had peaked in March. Who said that? Janet Yellen. And indicating that the Federal Reserve's task of bringing it back under control will be more challenging than the officials anticipated.
What the hell's going on out here?
I'll tell you what happened. You handed it to this guy who you thought was a moderate. Well, you told us he was. Anyways, compared with April, prices rose 1%. Inflation hit, get this, a 4-decade high. That would be 40 years, folks. A decade is 10 times 4. You see how I did that? Of 8.557%. Oh, my God. In March, and moved down, get this, to 8.3% in April. And economists expected inflation to tick down to 8.2% in May. My, were they wrong. This is the 12th straight month, I'll repeat that, 1 year solid, of inflation above 5%. This is Joe's blood pressure, and it peaks right around 1970. Excluding food and energy, prices were up 6%. Excluding food and energy. Prices were up 6% compared with a year ago. More than 5.9% anticipated. On the month, prices rose 0.6%, matching last month's gain and beating the expectation for a slowdown to 0.5%. Hey, I just have a wife. I don't have kids, a mortgage. You know, I can't imagine going to the pumps, making an average salary somewhere, especially in the Northeast. It's got to be a bitch. American family, when I notice it, and like I said, it's just me and my wife, I looked at a package of pork chops for 20 minutes yesterday. Not because the price was so high. I thought I saw snot on one of them. It's a true story, folks. American families got whacked by much higher prices at the grocery store in March, and they are getting fucking PO'd.
I'm as mad as hell, and I'm not going to take this anymore.
The consumer price index for food. Why don't we start shoplifting like all the black people do in the inner cities? And nobody does anything. And not just black people. I saw a few whites sprinkled in. I don't mean to be racist. Oh, they were Mexicans. Or maybe, I don't know. The consumer price index for food purchased for consumption at home rose 1.4%. But when I say shoplift, nobody stops anybody. That's all I'm saying. Compared with the prior month. Compared with a year ago, folks, grocery store prices up just a little, 11.9%. The fastest pace of inflation since when? 1979. Why is that? I was 17. I'm 71. You do the math. 1979, junior in high school. Prices of cereals and bakery products jumped 11.6%, but how much you want to make a bet we're still getting fat? Prices of meats, poultry, fish, and eggs were up 14.6%. Dairy, they say inflation, it can really damage the hard drive of the economy. I don't say that. Really smart economists say that. Dairy product prices were up 11.8%. Fruits and vegetables were up 8.6%. Jesus Christ. How you going, Joe?
What are we doing? What's going on right now?
That's what everybody's asking, you motherless dinkweed. And you know what's beautiful? His people come out and go, yesterday, I don't know who it was, it's like, as far as inflation goes, yeah, it's not going away. They can't even lie about it. They're like, no, it's not going to go away. And as far as gas goes, they love that. They want all of us off gas. You know that. Just like they did with cigarette taxes in New York. They made it $20-something a pack. People went to heroin. Much cheaper to smoke heroin. But that's what that's about. He doesn't know what he's doing. The Democrats, as you know, they're not business people. They're not even politicians. They're revolutionaries, at least the group that's in there now. In a related story, you know who wants Trump back? A lot of black people. A lot of minorities. Why? Well, because unemployment was at record lows for blacks, Hispanics, women, Asian, you name it, when he was there. How funny is it that Trump was never a politician before? Biden's been in there for 50-something years, and Trump just smoked him. What's it prove? Proves that we need Trump back. Here's some video. I think this one's the first one's of a. Is this in Detroit? Or am I being racist? I don't know. But listen, if I was Trump, I'd put this guy on the ticket, or I don't know, I'd have him traveling with Herschel Walk. This is a guy who's feeling the pinch. Let him lay it out for you. And remember, this is so beautiful. This is what makes Democrats shit when they see a guy like this, a black dude, begging to get Trump back. Hit it.
World, and now we ain't got no gas. Really? I need Trump back. Anybody else out there need motherfucking Trump back? Anybody else want that fucking Trump back?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
When was America ever great? We had gas, we had electricity, we had jobs, we had food. Now we sitting at home with no gas. Some people no electricity, no jobs, waiting for a stimulus check, waiting on the goddamn extra food stamps. What's going on?
Yes, sir.
We wasn't going through this shit for the last 4 years. We were winning. And now y'all sitting home being quiet and shit now. Somebody say something. Tell me why the fuck you support Joe Biden right now. Tell me why you support Joe Biden right now. Everybody wanted to get rid of fucking President Trump. What's up? Look at this goofy ass shit. People ain't got shit to say no more. Just sitting around like sheep, goofy ass sheep. All they can do is wait. All they can do is wait. All they can do is fucking wait. All they can do is wait. The Democrats told us they got a Green New Deal for 2030. Green New Deal. You ain't got no fucking plans for everything to run off electricity in 10 years. You do got a plan to fuck up everything within the next 10 years, but you damn sure ain't got no plan for shit to run off electricity in the next 10 years. You got a plan to fuck up everything within the next 10 years. I want my goddamn Trump back. This shit is stupid. I'm loving it. Everybody had a lot to say when Trump was in the White House. Anybody got shit to say with this fucking old ass bum in there?
Preach, brother.
Fucking up our fucking country, fucking up the economy.
God
These
bless
motherfuckers projected that we was gonna have 1 million new jobs, 200,000 new jobs. And where the fuck are they at? Probably 200,000 illegal immigrants that you motherfuckers caught up at the border got new jobs, but we don't. We hurting in America.
I hire this guy tomorrow. He ain't making it up.
Everybody quiet as shit. Where the fuck are the Joe Biden supporters?
I love it. He's doing this right at a gas
I can tell y'all why I support Trump. Tell me why y'all support this motherfucker.
I love
Ain't doing
him.
shit but fucking us up every day, fucking us up.
All right, that's good.
You are correct, sir.
Oh my God.
I'm loving it.
Everything he said, first you're like, oh, he's just listening, but then he's hitting on, everything he said is true. People waiting on stimulus checks. Where's the? That's all fucking true. Isn't it great when you don't have a lib filter between people who are suffering and then somebody putting a spin on it at CNN? They're telling you, Biden was out yesterday telling people the economy's good, and his people. Said it on Kimmel the other night. It's just the inflation. Oh my God. Here's some more people who agree with the last dude. Go ahead, roll them.
All right, guys, the Biden administration has been telling us that America is in one of the best spots that it's been financially and economically.
Since it took office, families are carrying less debt. A recent survey from the Federal Reserve found that more Americans feel financially comfortable than any time since the survey began in 2013.
Pause. Did you hear what he just said? He didn't say that months and months ago. He just said that. Family said they're more comfortable. I get chills because like that show trial last night, I watched the opening statement. I got chills. Like they're living on a different planet, or it's such a blatant, lie to the people. My hair, I got like goosebumps. I couldn't watch it. It kind of like, it made me, I don't know, it was creepy. I felt like I was watching the destruction of this, whatever. We're so far from the truth, it is creepy. But go ahead, let Sugar talk.
Look at them gas prices. They ain't comfortable to me. Hell no.
Joe Biden says that we're in a strong economy, that we're doing great. Do you believe that?
No. We are not financially stable, comfortable, or nothing like that. But when Trump was in office, I was feeling really good.
Really?
Yes, Trump.
So Joe Biden's too much. You'd rather have Trump back?
I want Trump back. I'm not for Biden. I'm not for him.
Ain't no comfortability around nowhere.
Comfortability.
It really hurts America with the gas prices because we have to get to work. And if we can't get to work and we got to spend all our money on gas that we going to work on, that means you can't pay your bills. So it's an endless circle of endless debt.
Everybody gonna go in debt, sooner or later, because what's happening now is everybody is feeling the heat from every angle of the society. So yeah,
that right?
No, it's not true. It's bullshit. Bullshit completely, because
look at his hair.
I love it. Rent prices is crazy. We we paying, I don't know how much percent more, but I would say at least 300 or 400 more than we was paying 2 years ago. Like, that's ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Salaries aren't going up, so how are you supposed to make the difference in income and rent? It doesn't make sense.
So when the Biden administration comes forward and says that economically and financially our country's doing really well, do you think that's a lie?
Yep, I think they blowing smoke up our behinds.
All right, that's good.
Biden's fault.
I noticed Nike does well in the black market. I mean, not black, but I mean African American. I saw everyone swoosh on. Anyways, those are working class people. By the way, those are guys, some of them, I mean, that are going to have to be fighting with all these people pouring over the border for a job or whatever. And they know what's up. Because when it hits home like this, anyhow. But remember, Biden, let me just remind you people this, and this is what they tell us. Biden got more votes. Did you know that? Biden got more votes than Obama did. 10 million more votes than Obama did. Our first African-American president. And we're supposed to believe Biden got 10 more million votes than Obama did. I want you, and your homework. I watched the show, the movie last week, 2,000 Mules, Dinesh D'Souza's documentary on the last presidential election. You'll watch it and go, how in God's name? They're lucky the Capitol is still standing, is what I'd say. Let's move on. Triple standard from Lib Media. Here is a prediction that can be made with 100% certainty if a Democrat-appointed Supreme Court justice had just had their life threatened. This nation's politics and media would be in an uproar. Were a man to have just been found outside the home of a Democrat-appointed judge seeking to kill them, it will be wall-to-wall goddamn coverage. This is the idiot that tried to go after Kavanaugh.
Danger, Will Robinson. Danger. No, Will Robinson. Danger.
Boy, he looks normal. But it was outside the home of Justice Brett Kavanaugh that a man was arrested in the early hours Wednesday morning. The 26-year-old had traveled from California. You guys know about this already, but we'll get an update. Has admitted that he hoped to kill Kavanaugh. Among other things, the man told officers that he was upset about the leaked draft of the Supreme Court judgment on Roe v. Wade. 25-year-old guy. What do you give a fuck?
Oh, for you.
Yeah, let's kill somebody over it.
Your mother sucks cocks in hell, Terrence.
This new hardly made the front page. This news didn't even make the front page of the New York Times. A tiny news and brief line was all it got. There was no wall-to-wall coverage on the networks. So far, the nation's late-night comics, you really think you're going to touch this, have got the story between their teeth. Fucking Kimmel had Biden on last week. Nobody's talking about the rise of fascism in America. Nobody even seems particularly interested in looking at the would-be assassin's motives.
It's just so ridiculous.
That is, we're taking this for granted now. They're threatening to kill judges. This kid was, and 90% of the media doesn't touch it because they believe in in cahoots. Perhaps it's because the Democrat media and politicians are feeling just a tiny sense of guilt. After all, was it that Senator, maybe it was Chuck Schumer. Remember he said a couple years back, what did he say at an abortion rally? I'll refresh your memory.
I want to tell you, Gorsuch, I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you if you go forward with these awful decisions.
Get this through your head, you. Get this through your head, you Jew motherfucker, you.
He incited. Nobody's talking about that. Nobody's talking about. Why isn't he being investigated? Why isn't he fucking in trouble? Well, freedom of speech. Well, okay, let's have it both ways. That's all I'm saying. Well, it isn't worth asking what exactly Schumer meant by his remarks. Kavanaugh's a Supreme Court justice. He's not a prize fighter or even a politician. So when someone says that Kavanaugh will be made to pay the price, what do they mean exactly? That people should make more mean speeches about him? When Schumer says that a Supreme Court justice won't know what hit him, what could have he meant by that? What pressure did Schumer imagine could be leveled against a justice of the Supreme Court? You know what he's talking about. They call that dog whistle when Trump would, Schumer isn't the only one. I don't ever remember Trump ever saying anything that fucking provocative, ever. or inflammatory. Remember Elizabeth Warren's shaking, trembling performance in Washington a month ago? Senator Warren seemed almost thrilled at the opportunity to fire off such righteous anger. Yes, I'm angry, said the titless wonder. She kept spitting to spitting out the. Yeah, remember it was after the abortion thing. That's what the Republicans have been working on for 10 years. After the leak of the draft of the judgment, she claimed Republicans had cultivated these terrible justices. In subsequent rage-fueled opinion piece, she said she was angry at the Republicans in Congress who stole 2 Supreme Court seats to get us to this. Okay, all that is heard by this dingaling and a bunch of other ones. Stole? That's a strong word, but being Elizabeth Warren, she went on and on. She attacked a group of unelected ideologues on the Supreme Court and even dismissed what she called this extremist Supreme Court. What are you meant to do if you're listening to this? What are you meant to do if you believe the country is being stolen by unelected Supreme Court justices? You do what that shithead kid did that went to Kavanaugh's house. As though there is a democratically elected kind. What are you to do if you're told that the branch of government has been taken over by extremists? But just imagine how the tables would have been turned if this was the other way around. Imagine the outrage if a Republican politician had talked about the Supreme Court being stolen from the people. Imagine if a Republican dismissed the court as extremist or said that the justices of the court would pay the price and not know what hit them.
You are correct, sir.
This is Douglas Murray, by the way. By this stage, several wannabe papers of record would be saying America had slipped into fascism. They'd be making comparisons with authoritarian regimes of the past and present. They would be warning us that the democracy was dying. All the shit they're saying now, that this was its twilight, that the great monsters were back. That's all the shit that they say about when Trump was in.
You fucking hypocrite.
Oh, mamma mia, Papa Dia. Joining me today, ladies and gentlemen, you know him, you love him, haven't talked to him in a while, haven't seen him in a while, one of the funniest fucks on the internet, on radio. He gets it. Let's put it that way. It's the charming and lovely Anthony Cumia. Ant.
Oh, Nick. There he is.
What's
There's
happening?
Nick DiPaolo. How you doing, my friend?
Oh, my God, you're clean-shaven and shit. What happened?
I don't know what happened. Yeah. I just got out of the shower, so, this is early for me.
So, yeah, me too, actually. So this is, that's your apartment in Mineola, you said?
Yeah. I'm buying a house down there in South Carolina. It's being built.
I've been hearing that forever. When are you getting down here?
Oh, God, ASAP. Really, I can't take it anymore. But I have to sign another lease in this shithole because of Putin's material problems. I can't get a fucking interior doors or a refrigerator at my new place because of Vladimir Putin.
You sure it's not Biden?
Oh, no, it can't be. I'm being told every day it's not.
So, wait a minute. So, obviously the other house is gone, the McMansion.
Oh, yeah. That went about a year ago.
Oh.
Yeah, I sold that a year ago. I've been here in the lovely town of Mineola. The train station's right out the window. Oh, yeah, it's fantastic.
Isn't it great where radio took you?
It's so fucked up. Yeah, I was last year I was swimming in my nice big pool. It's now I'm stuck in a fucking apartment in Mineola.
What so what can we mention the town, South Carolina? People know, right?
Oh yeah, Greenville.
Oh,
right
you did
outside of
Greenville. Do you know I played there used to be a comedy club in Greenville. That's the first time I ever played South Carolina about 30 years ago. That's excellent. So you can't be that far from me, right?
No, not at all. It's
hour, 2 hours,
pretty close, and it's just so much nicer. I want to get out of here so bad. They're holding me here. I decide, okay, I'll have a house built down there. So they're building it, and again, the materials. And it just takes forever to get shit done these days under the great Joe Biden.
I can't fucking imagine trying to build a house because we redid our kitchen and redoing our bathroom, and the pace is glacial. I don't know how my wife wheeled and dealed. She did, but She sped it up. I have no idea. Maybe a hand job here and there. I have no idea. But I can't imagine putting a. So I mean, what's the scheduled date? That's going to take a while, no?
Well, it's already it's been being built for a while now, so most of it's in. I just got a text the floors are going in and all the I get updates and whatnot, but it's not fast enough, man. This New York, Nick, New York is just a goddamn disaster, and the city itself is even worse than the rest of the state.
So the whole state's a disaster, and the city is the asshole of the state. I can't fucking believe what I read. I used to report, when somebody get pushed in front of a subway, I'd report it on this show because we shouldn't be that desensitized. But Christ's sake, now I yawn when I read it. Like,
they always.
The lady lost an arm. Big fucking deal. She was Chinese. She was 80. Who gives a fuck? But now, it is that place. I have to go there maybe for this premiere. I did a movie with Louis last fall in upstate New York, actually Lake George, the only nice place in the state. And they're doing a premiere at the beginning of July sometime, one in Boston, one in New York. I don't even want to. I'm actually nervous about walking around New York.
Yeah, that's what you do. You walk around. You're constantly, your head's on a swivel. There's drug dealing going on, blatantly open air drug dealing all over the city. We got this new mayor that's hilarious.
Oh, what a
he just
jerk
loves
off.
going to like the Met Gala, and he has big things in Gracie Mansion here in New York City. And it's just the guy has done nothing to try to thwart the crime, the rampant crime that's going on in New York.
And that's what he ran on. He was the fucking police commissioner, head of the cops, whatever, commissioner, law and order guy. Law and order guy. Then he's got a fucking coat on at the gavel. It looks like Liberace met the fucking Bloods. Stupid ass. Why the fuck? I can't even. The minute I saw his face and heard him speak for the first time, I go, they just got another, not at de Blasio, I won't go that far, but they just got another soft. How after. I asked Colin Quinn this yesterday. How, after you experience what Giuliani did for you, I guess all those people are dead now, but you found a mayor like that turned that city around. How do you ever go back to this? What? It's a Marxist, it's a communist center, New York. It's fucking.
It's so fucked up that we had it. Like we had, but that's the whole country. We finally did it. We were like, oh, look. The economy's great. Crime is down. Everything. We had it, and they just gotta fuck it up. And boy, have they ever! The city, on a city level, state level, and a federal, national level, they've just taken what was working, what was good, and just trashed it.
Tell my listeners down here. I'm on the internet. I act like I'm in a local news station in Savannah. Here's Peony with the weather. No, tell my listeners just give them an idea for people who never lived in New York, what your property taxes were when you were living in your other house.
$60,000 a year.
I didn't even know that. 60.
Yeah, between the property tax and the school tax every year, I would have to pay $60,000 to the state and to have the pleasure of living on my own property. Yeah, look, I own my own land. Oh, $60,000, please. It's the mafia.
How many kids did you have in those school systems?
None. 0. Yeah.
You're paying to educate the kids who are going to mug you in 10 years on a fucking platform.
Yeah, and now down there, my taxes are going to be maybe $3,000, $4,000.
That's right. I went from $26,000 a year in Westchester to $3,500 down here. I figured out with cost of living, like cigarettes, gas. When I moved down here 3 years ago, I was up $70,000 by getting out of Westchester County, New York. I was up. I made $70,000 by leaving.
just by leaving.
Yeah.
I mean, everything. And that, that doesn't even include the other things. The price of gas is insane now. It's reached the level it's reached such a bad level that they have to actually dredge up hearings on something that happened a year and a half ago to try to, on network television prime time. They got to get up there, and celebrities got to come out and do promos for this. You're gonna watch it. They need you to watch this propaganda. This fucking weeks long campaign ad is pretty much what it is, because they got nothing but disaster they've left in their wake for hasn't even been 2 years yet.
If I wanted to destroy the United States or never get reelected again, just run as a joke and see how I could fuck it up, how bad, I couldn't have done as well as they have done. I've never seen anything. I don't think they're capable, not just of being good politicians, of being adults in an adult world, the left. They're living in some fucking wet dream. It's insane. I sit there with fucking, and nobody mentions like Kavanaugh, fucking guy shows up with a gun and try to kill. They don't even bring it up.
And then you got Chuck Schumer talking about Kavanaugh. You've released the whirlwind and you will pay the price. And then some guy grabs a gun and duct tape and zip ties and screwdrivers to kill this guy. And no one says maybe he said some shit that incited some guy. Not a peep out of these motherfuckers.
Not a fucking peep. You talk about inciting, and that's all they do. Can you imagine if that was a Sotomayor and some guy with a Trump hat showed up? I'm so sick of pointing out these double standards where I'm almost at a point where I go, you know what? I wish somebody would show up at Sotomayor's house with a Trump hat. Can we push back? Even a little. I mean, me and Colin were arguing yesterday about the insurrection. First of all, I'll go, it wasn't an insurrection. There was no guns there, other than the cop that shot the white lady, Trump supporter, unarmed. That was the only gun there. So it wasn't a fucking insurrection. You got this guy, Ray Epps. That fucking guy, Ray Epps. Nobody knows where he is. He's standing there with a Trump hat going, we got to go in now. Even right there, the Trump supporters are calling him out, going, no.
Yeah, Fed.
Nobody can find him. People were indicted on all kinds of, co-conspirators, indicted on the same charges, but only half of them got arrested. Did you see this? By the way, I got my tooth knocked out at a rally. Look at this. Look, I lost that making. Now I lost that making a movie with Louis, the one I was just telling you about, and I got it fixed last fall. I'm eating a peach the other night. All of a sudden, I feel the tooth go down my throat.
Oh, shit.
And oh, shit is a perfect line because I go online and everybody goes, oh, you just have to find it in the toilet. And I go, what? And these are doctors online going, I'm going to panhandle from fucking through corn and fucking. Anyways, we're talking to the great Anthony Cumia, by the way. And Gutfellow was watching. He made a great point the other day. These reporters don't touch the shit later on. Like once it became verified that it wasn't Hunter's laptop. The New York Times comes out. But they don't touch it before then because they helped in the covering up. They can't re-report on shit that they had something to do with.
The Russian collusion thing, the Trump-Russia collusion thing is one of the biggest lies. And people won Pulitzer Prizes for their journalistic fucking excellence on a story that is absolutely proven to be bullshit. And they won't even, they'll kind of mention it,
right?
But they won't do an in-depth story on it and talk about how they were bamboozled by the Clinton campaign or anything. They just go, oh yeah, by the way, remember that shit that we were saying every day of the week for months and months and months and years? It was all bullshit. Back to your regularly scheduled program.
Yeah. Where's the, again, I guess because the libs outnumber, but boy, you can imagine if the Republicans put on, they wouldn't be show trials, it'd be actually trials for the people that started the whole Russia collusion. Adam Schiff should be fucking hanging in a cell right now. That fucking guy. That dirty J.
Adam Schiff, Eric Swalwell. The fact that I read his social media posts, and I'm like, This guy fucked a Chinese spy. How is he not in hiding somewhere? How did he not go to China and beg them for some type of political fucking freedom? The guy should be in one of those stocks in a town square until they build the guillotine for him. This son of a bitch, and he's out there preaching about what a piece of shit Trump is, and this one, and it no one has any sense of decorum or pride, or they just go out and lie right to your fucking face.
Because they can, and that brings up the next question. Where are the Republicans in all this? I'm done. I hate them as much as the fucking Dems. At least there should be somebody on TV still screaming about the Russian collusion every day or whatever. Where are I see the Jim Jordans and these guys that make great speeches at these hearings, and then they just disappear. I swear to God, Anthony, I'm so cynical. It's a giant script. Everybody has a part in it. Even Trump was, I swear to God, there's 10 guys that run the planet, probably 7 Jewish. And just kidding, folks. Relax. Everybody says that. I thought I'd throw that in. But I swear to God, there's 10 guys that run the planet. 6 of them are trans, I'm guessing. And there's a script because David Rockefeller was, his family was in the middle of this shit. There's a website, my late great buddy, the cop Zook, who passed away. He used to go to it every day. It's Rockefeller something. You could check off. They planned 25 years ahead of time how to foment a revolution, and you could check off the shit being done today. Like literally, just check. So it's all been done and tried before. So excuse me if I'm being a little cynical, but this shit has been done before, and the Chinese are playing the long game. We can't see past next Thursday.
Yeah, right? They're sitting back, reaping the rewards, while all these things, like you just said, the cynicism. How are you not cynical? How do you go into the elections this November, the midterms, and think that it's going to be okay and your vote matters and everything's going to be on the up and up? No one should be able to walk into a voting booth and think that their vote's going to be counted and the true winner's going to come out. That shit's gone. That shit's done. We're done thinking the system works and it's the greatest system in the world.
Tomorrow we'll have the second part of that interview with Anthony, who's always engaged and politically right on the money and funny as hell. That is it for Wednesday. Don't forget to sign up at patreon.com, thecomicsgym.com, and cameo.com. If you want me to roast a friend or relative, go to cameo.com. Click on it. It'll tell you how to do it, and I'll make a little recording. We'll send it to them. You guys think it, I'll say it. You're very welcome. We'll see you back here tomorrow at the same time. Have a good day, everybody.